But yeah, man, let's get rolling on this. Welcome everybody to Hashtags and Headlines. Geezy, we're back, my friend. We weren't back last week, but we're back this week. I have a new microphone. It rotates as I talk sometimes, so I have to keep an eye on that. But other than that, things are well. How are you, sir?
Doing good, man. I was talking to my wife. I feel like we've only podcast once this month.
Oh, it's been a weird month. It's been a terrible. Even at work today, I had a really good day in my profession. And I've worked like 5 days this month. Like it really has been, from having babies to being sick to a Thanksgiving. Like all of it has just really dipped into my podcast time. And I got to be honest, I had a pretty sweet Trovo cash out this past Sunday. Like this is my new job. I just want this to, like, Kevin makes it his job. This is my job now. I got the second kid here. We need to bring some more money in. I'm thinking they have subscriber-only streams. I might be doing some of those on Trovo. Like, there's more and more reasons.
This and sports betting. We're all in, dude.
We are all in. Sports betting worked out pretty well for us this past weekend. And so one thing I did with our money without telling you is the underdog parlay. It's my new favorite thing to do. It's a round robin, so I'm only betting like $20, but it normally yields like $20 or $30 in profit. Like it's the underdog parlay is the way to go. I'm a big fan. You go by games with the underdog where they're close enough to where they can win. Like it's like a plus 150 or a plus 200. The internet, like the odd makers are just kind of throwing their hands up like, well, we're supposed to say that the Baltimore Ravens are going to win, but the Jaguars could win. And
Put
then
that shit on.
Boom. Thank you so much. The mana is real from He Hate Me. I appreciate you, sir. Yeah. Like the odds makers aren't really sure. They're just throwing it out there. Like, oh, well, maybe we will, maybe we won't. I think it was a hydrate, but yeah. So Zach, I'm all about the underdog parlay. The Panthers won a game. Like I just bet on these. The Raiders won a game. So I just kind of picked 7 games that were really close. And when you do the round robin, it doesn't matter that the Chargers fuck it up, or they beat the Cardinals and that in the last minute. That kind of ruined the underdog parlay. But I think out of the 8 teams, I think 6 of them hit. So you still get a 6-team parlay, and even if that's only you're wagering 20 cents, you're still making like $7 or $8 off of that. So the underdog parlay is my new favorite game. I don't think I've ever even told you that it exists.
No, you're my money manager at this point, I guess.
Well, and I've had the real fun of being a money manager for one of my coworkers. He gave me $40 to wager, and he hit it all on Sugar Sean O'Malley to win that fight a few weeks ago. And then he just took the winnings, and he was like, just put it all on Oklahoma State to beat Texas. So he had like this massive like $250 he had like $300, and then he doubled it. So I have like all this money from one of my coworkers, and he was like, hey, I want to cash out. So I'm like, okay, it should be easy. So of course, cashing out on Bovada should be easy, right? So I decided to do the Bitcoin option. That just seems like the way to do it is by Bitcoin. And I don't want to do all $780 at once. That's
what's the other options?
There, you can get a check by mail from Costa Rica, which they take $100 out. If you do the check, costs $100
just flat.
Yeah, $100 flat to get your check. So
you're cashing out $100. You're breaking even.
Yeah, you're breaking even. So then the other options are, I don't think they do direct deposit into your bank account. It has to be either the check or it has to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, any of the cryptocurrencies. Those are the ways to do it. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's do Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin. I use it. It's fine. So I transferred to my Bitcoin wallet, and I was going to hit $780. I was going to hit transfer, and I said, let's just test this first. Let's just do $15. Let's make sure we're not betting the whole farm on one transaction. So I throw in the $15. Comes over immediately, no problems whatsoever. Really, really like excited about how easy that was. And then I go to transfer the rest, and unfortunately, since I already used that Bitcoin wallet, it won't let me transfer into it again. And I'm like, wait, so I have to use a different wallet every time I withdraw money? Like, why? That's that really defeats the purpose. Why do I have a Bitcoin wallet if I need a new address every single time? So then I'm reading all these articles about you need a blockchain.com account, and that wallet is a different type of wallet. Since it's a private key wallet, it goes in there and you're allowed to you can send it into a private key wallet as much as you want. So I had to create a blockchain.com account, and now the money's being transferred there, but it's not like the Bitcoin one. The Bitcoin transfer took like 6 minutes, easy. $15 into my Coinbase Bitcoin wallet, or not Coinbase, my crypto.com wallet. And that was super easy. So now the blockchain version, blockchain.com, it's going to take 24 hours, and there's nothing more nerve-wracking than $780 just floating in the ether of cryptocurrency. So I don't know if Elon Musk is going to get that money. I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I tried to cash out. I'm the money manager for everybody at work. So if we ever need to cash our money out, we're going to need a new Bitcoin wallet, I guess.
Well, so what's the process to convert it to cash on the new website?
Well, if I get it once I get
are you going to pay taxes on it?
Once I get it into my Bitcoin wallet, or once I get it to my blockchain wallet, I can transfer it into my my crypto.com wallet, no problem. So there is an end game that all just results with it gets into the crypto.com wallet. And
you're paying a fee on all these transactions.
Oh yeah, like 0.4%. It's not much, but yeah, they definitely take almost 1% of your money.
What's your percentage should be like 10 minimum.
I should get something from this. Good point. I owed him more than $780 for sure. Like I think he had like $800 or something, but so he gave me like $20. So I will take it. It was fun. It was fun to gamble with him. So we will take it and we'll be fine with that. But Zach, there's other things in the news that we need to get to. Like obviously we talk hashtags and headlines. Obviously since the NFL season has been here, Deshaun Watson was officially activated by the Cleveland Browns today. A lot of people forgot like he was going to play football, or that this was going to happen this year. Maybe it just felt so far away, like 11 games seemed like it would never happen. But Deshaun Watson is back. The Browns are not mathematically eliminated. Ultimately,
They beat the Bucks this week, dude?
What's your immediate reaction when I say out loud that Deshaun Watson's coming back?
I had the same reaction. I did see this, I think, watching NFL Network this week. And I'm like, oh shit, I totally forgot he even plays in the NFL anymore.
Right? Like that was my big thing is like they've been doing pretty well without him. So here he comes back. And
who's their starter?
Jacoby Brissett, which is kind of funny because he was, Patriots fame. He was going to be the starter for the Colts until Phillip Rivers showed up. But some of the reactions I'm seeing are so fascinating because, like, immediately, of course, The Athletic is getting more and more woke. Like, I pay $1 a month for this site, and it's turning really into we're going to be about the issues. And because I remember that Robert Mays football podcast that I used to listen to, I remember he was like crying, and he was like, I just don't know how we can tell women that we respect them, and we only suspend Deshaun Watson for 11 games, and we still pay him $400 million, and we still give him all this guaranteed money. Like, how are we supposed to tell women that they're taken seriously? Like, he's like crying as he says it. So it's really over the top, really cheesy, really stupid. But I read this article like just for a second, and it made me laugh. Like, I don't know why, because obviously now we're in this world where we're going back and forth on women are strong, independent people versus men are evil and they control women wholeheartedly and statistically. It's a belief not to write about Deshaun Watson during the 11 weeks of suspension. We didn't see Watson every Sunday, and not to see him was not to think about him, and at least not as much, which is kind of true, right? Since he was just suspended, it wasn't like there was much. Well, the Browns are getting ready for Deshaun to come back. Well, Deshaun's been working out. Like, Deshaun's doing this. I have not heard his name until he was announced as activated.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't even able to be at the facility, right? That's the whole point. Like, you're just gone.
Is that, yeah, I guess you're suspended doesn't mean you just can't play. You're not, quarterback.
You're not at the facility. You're not practicing. You're not nothing.
Yeah, you're not at the facility. You're not at practice. Like, you are literally not a part of this team anymore for at least 11 weeks. Joe Buck did mention during Week 8's Monday night game, he did say that Joe Buck mentioned the 26 lawsuits alleging Watson's sexual misconduct during massage.
Was he charged with anything?
Well, that's...
or was he convicted of anything?
Wasn't convicted of anything, right? So on October 14th, 6 games into the suspension, another woman filed a lawsuit. But again, here's what drives me nuts about this article, and even just the truth. Another civil lawsuit. Why are they all civil suits? Why are we just trying to collect cash? Some people are saying it's because they don't have enough evidence. But if we don't have enough evidence, does that mean that it happened? Aren't we supposed to be innocent until proven guilty? And I don't want to defend Deshaun Watson, but isn't that just obvious?
Well, didn't they accept cash?
Oh, is that what it is? It was all there's no paper trail.
So then isn't it a fucking illegal for them to do that as well?
That's true.
So
Prostitution's also illegal. Soliciting sex and the job being performed, both are illegal. And they're all alleged. Even this article says another woman alleges. Like, everybody's alleging and everybody's filing civil suits because they just want money. And I heard the judge has like an ownership stake in the Houston Texans. So there's so many things wrong with this whole thing.
How is that possible?
And I read this article. So Watson is returning to the field Sunday, nearly 2 years since his last NFL game, but it's hardly a reason to think that this is all over. It's
been 2 years, really?
Since he didn't play one game last season. Like, that's what a lot of people forgot. Is he held out pretty much? He didn't want to play in Houston. They couldn't trade him. They knew these allegations were coming down. So he just sat out a whole entire year voluntarily, I thought. Like, I thought that was kind of what their plan was. They were just going to not even play him.
Or was he on the commissioner's list?
I don't even think he was on the commissioner's list. Like, this really is he's already.
Oh, yeah. Because it started with he wanted to be traded.
He wanted to be traded.
And sat out. So then we were joking that, like, oh, you want to get traded now? Well, fuck you.
Yeah,
We're gonna
exactly.
Send all these women.
Fuck
after
you. And that's why when I say, like, a lot of these women are from Houston, a lot of these lawyers that are representing them are from Houston. A lot of them have ownership stake in the Texans. Houston is a very wealthy city. All right, there's a lot of poor people that live there, but there's just a lot of. I mean, it's a metropolis, the third most populated city in the country. Like, it's definitely. There's some shady.
Talk about headlines. They couldn't even drink water this week, could they?
No, there's a lot of issues with Houston. I've been there a few times. It's miserable just being there. Tony Busby.
What actually happened though
with the
water?
Oh, with the water. I don't know all the drink.
They find a dead body at the facility.
I don't remember what it had. Like, we just heard, like, oh, they can't drink the water in Houston. Like, being up here in Dallas, that's a Houston thing. Like, when people say like the people of Walmart, like, to us it's just the people of Houston. Like, what's happening down there in Houston? Because they're much like Dallas, where they have like bougie oil people with like cowboy hats and limousines, but then they just have so much filth and trash, and it's ghetto and it's terrible. And,
jeez.
Oh yeah, it's the worst. Like, I was even joking with my brother.
Put that shit on. Put that shit on.
Thank you, Cassidy, for the AB spell. Don't worry. Antonio Brown did not rest while we were away. That's for sure. They had a boil water notice confirms that tap water is safe to drink. Now, this happens every once in a while though, but like, because even in Dallas, like, if you can look up arsenic levels in the water. Like, I don't know if that's just common for everywhere.
Yeah, but boiling it doesn't do anything.
Oh, we got an elixir bomb. Thank you so much. Was that Jamie Hayter? Oh my gosh, thank you for the Meltzer spell. I didn't think it would get approved. It got approved, Zach. I was worried. I wanted to put a bunch, and then it kept saying reviewing, and I had to do other things. It was not my favorite. More spells coming next week, so I can't wait. 2 weeks. So they had to boil water to use it and drink it. Bottles were going crazy. Houston has lifted its boil water notice 2 days after a power outage affected one of the city's water purification plants. So that's what happened is they have a water purifier, runs on electricity. We lost power. Suddenly the water is unbelievably
Put that shit on. Put that shit on.
Thank you so much. You hate me, but Zach, this hasn't? Do you ever drink tap water anyway? Like, I've been drinking tap water at work, and people look at me like I'm insane.
You are crazy, dude. As close as I get is we have a Brita filter pitcher.
Okay,
that we fill up from tap water. I used to just have the filter that you screw on to the sink, but new house doesn't work. I'm so close to installing the little filter you put next to the sink.
Yeah,
it's just filtered water comes out of the tap.
Get some Kangen water in there. Yeah,
fuck that, dude. Tap water, no way.
I would drink tap water for many of years. When I lived in Covina, I hated waiting for the fridge. So when I was like in high school, like when I would be hungover and just desperate for water, tap.
I drink hose water when I'm that hungover.
Tap water, just give me water. I don't want to wait.
I need the minerals.
Yeah, I would fill my cup up with ice and load it up with tap water. So now at work, our water machine broke. Which, by the way, holy shit is that? Oh, thank you so much for the elixir bomb.
I like the eagle.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick, bro. But I'm just like why? Just with work, how do you not give your employees fresh drinking water? Like it's insane that it's been like 5 days and there's been no water. So like they say,
I bet you Brittany Griner got better water.
They say there's because they put a little water thing downstairs, like the ones at the gym that you just put your cup under and it fills it up real fast. Like it's all motion sensor and it shows you how many bottles are being saved. Oh yeah, like put that upstairs. Why do we gotta go to the first floor to get water? It's not.
They're making you run stairs, dude. It's even better.
Well, I've been very sore these past few days, so I'm not going up and down those stairs. I've been drinking tap water. I was like, no, fill it up in the kitchen sink. I'll suffer through it. It'll be all right. But
people they'll never look at you the same.
Speaking of unpurified in Houston, Deshaun Watson's back, baby. Lauren Baxley was the lone plaintiff of the original 26.
Put that shit on. Put that shit on.
Owen Hart's ghost is following. We're getting hydration spells. Oh my goodness, what a night! We're just getting started here, Zach. And so I don't know, like this whole Deshaun Watson thing. I know that like hashtag believe all women, right? Now, why would 26 women all lie? But there's no evidence. Nobody has a text message from this guy. Nobody has any proof that they did this. It's literally word of mouth. He's not been convicted of any crime. He's not going to jail for anything. It's literally, and he already served an 11-game suspension. He was given a 6-game suspension. Then they extended it to 11 because the NFLPA was like, that's nowhere near enough. And now it's okay. The 11's done. What else is left? What are they expecting everyone to do?
Just fucking bury his ass, apparently. But weren't there women that it happened to multiple times? Like when you record it one time?
Or is it just you like doing it and you want to jump on the bandwagon? Maybe there is one out of these 25 women who are like was traumatized and it was traumatic. And then when they came forward, suddenly other women were like, oh, yeah, that was wrong, wasn't it? And then they came forward. But look, I don't want to be a conspiracy guy, but it all seems a little too nail on the head that as soon as he asked for a trade to get out of Houston, all of these allegations come forward. This guy's been on this team for years, and nothing had ever been mentioned ever until he's finally like, nah, I hate this organization. They're not building a team around me. I'm out of here. Like Trout's probably going to go through the same thing when he leaves the Angels.
Oh, for sure. Fuck that guy, dude. Fuck that guy.
It's got to
be coming. He couldn't get us to the playoffs.
Dude, it's got to be coming. Everybody's excited that he's playing for Team America in the World Baseball Classic. Not I.
Didn't Judge get traded, or didn't Judge leave?
Did he sign anywhere officially
Went to the Twins, I think.
Oh, that sounds awful. Why do you guys go there?
Fucking money, dude.
Dude, Aaron Judge. That makes
if I paid you $200 million, you wouldn't go to play for the Twins?
I'm seeing right here that he's still available, but it looks like the Dodgers are still the front runners. Like that's
I saw it on Twitter. Twitter doesn't lie.
Twitter is lying. CBS Sports 12 hours ago said that he's still a free agent. The Dodgers case to sign Aaron Judge away from the Yankees. He's not done with the Yankees, but there is definitely a vibe. It wouldn't be going this long. You know what I mean? Like he would definitely be trying to stick around with the Yankees. If for baseball free agency, the Angels are making big moves again, which is like ridiculous. You know, Hunter Renfroe, and they're trying to kind of piecemeal a team together that might win 80 games. You know, they want to at least give Trout somewhat of a chance to muscle their way into the postseason. They're not going to do it. I'll throw that out there right now. Everyone's still high on Shohei, and I love Shohei, but I'm just saying we could trade that Shohei guy and get a lot of prospects, really build up that bullpen. I was even reading from my best friends at The Athletic. They were even saying, oh, well, here's a projected Angels lineup, and the starters look good, the infielders look good, the outfielders look good. Their bullpen looks like just a fucking bunch of kids from an elementary. Like the names it looks like backyard baseball. It's just guys that do not look like, they're not professional athletes. It's fake names thrown out of a name generator.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about Shohei. Shohei's a way better hitter, right?
Kind of. Like, so define way better hitter, because that's
than he is a pitcher.
In today's modern baseball, which by the way, there's banned modern baseball. Like it's kind of rough because he's batting like his career batting is what, like 260, 270, which is fine. It's not 300. It's not like what I would say, like 300 is the minimum for me when it comes to like fantastic hitter. You're eligible to win the MVP if you're batting 300. He hits home runs, which I understand. He also leads the team in strikeouts. And I just, the way I said it at work, and this is my Moneyball. I've watched Moneyball way too many fucking times. Shohei Ohtani bats 250 and hits, 21 home runs, right? And he cost $20 million. We can get 4 guys who hit 250 and add up to hitting 21 home runs for a combined $1 million. Like, there's other ways to get to a 250 batting average and 20 home runs. That's when I look at a star like Shohei. Shohei's there to sell tickets. I don't think he's going to win us a World Series. And that's Moneyball ruining how my brain looks at baseball. But as an Angels fan, that's all I can think is, how come all these little shit organizations are making it to the postseason, and we have Trout and Shohei, we had Pujols for all those years, and how are we never even in? We're not even in second place in the AL West.
When's the last time you guys made the playoffs?
Oh, I think it was 2015. There was a year where they did, like, they were dominant. I know it might have been even longer than that now that I said that out loud. It might even be like 2009. Last time Angels made the postseason. And I'm looking it up on DuckDuckGo on accident. But because there's other teams that, like, the Mariners just ended their playoff drought, right? And the playoffs are different now. They've expanded them a little bit. So, it's kind of easier to make the postseason, so it's not really, it's not really the same as it used to be. Like when there's only 5 teams making the postseason, it's rare and it's hard to get there. When you're, when there's 8 teams in there, it's not as sacred to get in there.
Yeah, what are the top half of the teams making in?
So it looks like 2014, they finished 98-64, which is, I think, the best record in baseball that year. And then they lost in the divisional series. So they didn't win a single round. They lost to the Royals. I think they got swept. Before that, and I think this is even Trout. Trout is 2009. I think they won 97 games, and they lost in the AL Championship Series. So they got almost to the World Series, but lost. And that's it, man. I mean, in 2008 and 7, they were making it to the postseason. 2005 and 4, but yeah,
the golden years, dude.
Just think about that. Trout joined this team in 2009 or 10, and they've been in the postseason once. Like it's ridiculous. They made it to the postseason more with Kendry Morales.
I don't know, man. I mean, did they have top 10 players when they won the World Series?
Not really. They were a wild card team. That was the year that the Mariners won a bunch of games, and then the A's also they made that big Moneyball push. So the Mariners ended up not making the postseason, I believe, and then the Angels ended up winning the. Was that how the Angels won the West? No, the Angels were the wild card. The A's must have won the West then, and then the A's lost to the Twins. The Angels beat the Yankees, I think, which was a huge shock. And then Angels beat the Twins to get to the World Series. But that team, like Troy Gloss, Garrett Anderson, Darren Erstad, all legends, like all players that I forever will idolize for like my entire life. Adam Kennedy, Scott Spezio, David Eckstein. But it's not like any of those guys were huge names in baseball. Like Tim Salmon was a big name, and like all those names are huge in Angels lore and Angels history, but in the grand scope of baseball, it's never like, well, clearly, I mean, of course, Brad Fulmer is the greatest DH in baseball history.
Yeah, because that's what I remember is like growing up an Angels fan. Yeah, Tim Salmon, fuck yeah, but was Tim Salmon ever a top 10 player?
Yeah, no, there's no way. Yeah, it's not like Garrett. Like I said, like that whole Benji Molina. Like there wasn't our pitching. John Lackey started that Game 7 when they won the World Series, and he was a rookie. So he was a big name later on in his career, but at the time it was his first. He was a rookie. They had Francisco Rodriguez, who wasn't even the closer officially yet. They still had Troy Percival. So we had guys, but it's not like. It's not like the Astros when they're winning World Series with Bregman and Altuve, and I mean their team is just so stacked all the way around. But that Angels team was just a team, and they were exciting. And now, this season, they won 73 games, which in 2019 they only won 72. So I guess that's their worst season. And even in the shortened year, they only won 26 games. They lost 34. But like, I don't know. I look at those numbers; they're just getting progressively worse. Like 2014, they won 96 games or 98 games. Then they won 85. So that they didn't make the playoffs with an 85 win season. Then they went down to 74, and since then they have not had a winning season. So since 2015, they have not posted a winning record. So as an Angels fan, I get excited for baseball. Like now that baseball's over, and even when baseball starts, it's not like I watch 82 games or 162 games. Like I literally watch maybe 20 games a season, maybe 30. But these Angels are so fucking terrible. Like it's exciting in April, and I might watch some games in September just to see who the young guys are. But dude, I've not even thought about them making. They almost made the playoffs. They started off so hot. What the fuck happened?
It's the Angels, dude. They gotta just blow it up. They gotta blow it
up. Get rid of Trout. Get rid of Shohei. Start this whole thing over. Same thing you could say for the Raiders, right? Like, how long are we going to do this Derek Carr thing? How long?
At least they got rid of Leatherwood.
They cut their
cut bait. They first round draft pick. They cut him the next year. Good for them.
And by the way, I like Derek Carr. Like I've gotten into this discussion with fellow Raider fans. Raider fans are blaming this season on Derek Carr. I'm like, Derek Carr.
Tell him to stop wearing fucking eyeliner and it'll be fine.
Why does he wear? Is that just his natural eyes? Is he wearing eyeliner?
Is he Egyptian?
You know what? He's from Texas. They're from Texas, and they went to Fresno State. Him and his brother. So I don't know what they have going there. South.
Put that shit on. Put that shit on.
Thank you so much. Put that shit on. He hate me for the hydrate spell.
I just looked up. Does Derek Carr wear eyeliner? And the eventual answer is no. Derek Carr does not wear eyeliner. He just happens to have the darkest eyelashes known to mankind.
All right, so I'm being told that there is a roach in the house, and it's worthy of me getting up and going to get it. So I did hear screams, so it must be really, really bad. So we're gonna take
a cockroach.
Yeah, just a big cockroach, and it was like, I mean, she literally like opened the door and like screamed, like, "Can you come get it?" So I'm gonna hit play on this song, and we're gonna be right back after this horrific roach break.
You didn't put Papa Roach on?
Yeah. Got the roach, dude. You should have seen this fucking guy. This was not a regular roach. And we were just talking about roaches too. Like in Texas, they are bigger and meaner, and they don't go down.
I was on mute, but that's what I said. A fucking Texas roach, dude.
Yeah,
everything's bigger.
Texas roach, dude. And of course, like my mother-in-law's here, so she was the one that found it. So now it's like, oh, this house. So yeah. There's roaches every once in a while, so we gotta have our guy come out and spray.
Well, you're in Texas. Did you fucking shoot it?
I should have. It would not fucking die. I have like hot shot spray, and this guy, like, there's like a puddle of it on my floor now. Like I got a puddle of bug spray. This fucking guy was just you would drench him and he would move, and they have wings, so he was like trying to flap a little bit, and then I would hit him, and he would not go down. Yeah, so then I had to step.
You guys have flying roaches?
Yeah, you never seen the roaches fly? They're nuts, dude. Like, yeah, it's fun to think about. So, yeah, you got it here. I'll pull some up now that we're talking about it. Roaches can fly. Roaches can jump. Oh, there's compilations of it on YouTube. That's terrifying. See, people want, like, remember we were watching horror movies for a little bit. Like that was kind of like,
yeah,
everybody kind of wanted us to watch some scary movies. Like this is really scary. All right. We didn't see Smile in theaters. We had no interest, but we live with this in our real lives. So yeah, like they definitely can fly. Like if you get close enough to them and
cockroach.
The fucking cockroach.
Fucking cockroach. Dude, they definitely, yeah, I haven't seen them fly, like, because once you see them like that, I'm usually, oh, they move. I don't like that. Yeah, you got to step on it immediately. I don't know why I was trying to spray it with the bug spray. I was being nice.
Dude, have you ever seen a potato bug?
Yes, those are horrific. Those look awful.
Did I ever tell you that's like one of the few things I have a real phobia of?
Is that potato bug, like seeing one in real life? Look how big that fucking guy is. That was a big
I did see one in real life.
Really?
In Glendora.
How?
I don't know how old. Maybe like 7 or 8. I was walking down our dark hallway, and I thought it was one of our dog's Kong toys. picked it up, turned the lights on. That was in my fucking hand, dude. The second row all the way to the left.
This guy right here, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
like this fucking big.
Oh, those things are
scarred for life.
Wicked gnar. Yeah, no need to tell. Of course, now that I saw that one roach, I'm like, it's everywhere. I mean, I feel every time.
They're everywhere.
Every time I feel a breeze, I think it's coming for me. Well, to carry on with, speaking of, no, we won't go there. Brittany Griner remains locked up. Geezy, she's a common trend on our discussion here. And on November 20th, so this is a couple days old, the South Carolina coach Dawn Staley and the Stanford coach Tara Van Derveer, they wore long-sleeve shirts honoring Brittany Griner as part of a series of efforts to support the detained WNBA superstar during their team's number 1 versus number 2 matchup at Maples Pavilion. So, and people are saying, so the U.S. State Department has classified Griner as wrongfully detained. So they're running with wrongfully detained. So
how are they justifying wrongfully detained? Did she break the law there?
Yeah, well, isn't the law you're not allowed to have drugs, and she had them? Like, isn't weed still a drug?
Bring them in internationally, like smuggling?
And like, so the coaches got together and like, just look at these shirts. Like, first of all, these shirts are awesome, but this would just make me so mad. Like, here I am locked up in a prison, and all you can do to honor me is put on a fucking shirt. Like, that's all you guys can muster. Like, let's stage a protest. Let's not play basketball until we get Brittany back.
I mean, they're not making money anyway, so fucking why not? They're already losing money.
If anything,
I was taken by he hate me in the comments saying Gino's had a job for 2 weeks.
Yeah, Gino's had a job. Gino's a working man
2 weeks.
I was even messaging him like, can you go tonight? Like, I don't even know if he can go now. Like, I have to ask him much like I ask you. So this is going to be interesting. The Vleeties solo show might come back. That's why I rebranded. So we're hashtags and headlines. Me and Gino are the wrestling journalist. If I fire up this computer by myself, it's definitely just the Vleeties show. I also have my Xbox right here now. So, like, could even do some streaming if I wanted to. Just stream some games. I know people have been asking me to do that. Live wrestling, live football commentaries. I mean, I'm ready to go, Zach. I mean, it doesn't have to be a podcast. It could just be a live stream. I could be Ninja.
Dude, the football commentary is any fucking time. Let's go.
Oh, I'm saying, yeah, just mute the fucking games. I don't want to hear Kevin Burkhardt and
Chris Collinsworth.
I love Collinsworth. Obviously, we're not going to do Sunday Night Football. We got to listen to Collinsworth.
Who's your dream casters, dead or alive, for NFL?
Oh, that's interesting. Well, when I was a kid, I always liked John Madden. But now and I know that it's hack to say, like, I like Joe Buck. A lot of people don't. I like Troy Aikman. A lot of people don't. I like Chris Collinsworth. A lot of people don't. So it's hard for me to imagine like a team of like, who are the best, because it would be easier for me to like pick who do I not want to hear. Because I like Charles Davis. I liked John Gruden when John Gruden did commentary.
I'm going Gruden and Romo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you could get Romo in there, like, because who's your favorite play-by-play guy though? Because I know we have the analyst, the guy who played before, but as far as like just calling it down the middle, are you a Jim Nantz guy?
It's fucking Romo, dude.
No, Romo's not play-by-play. He's an analyst. He played the game. Romo needs.
He calls every play before the fucking play. He tells you what's going to happen.
He needs a Jim Nantz to be the one who goes, tomorrow night on CBS, the Dawsons are welcoming a new family to the neighborhood. Stay tuned, 8 p.m. Central. Like, you need one of those. You need a Mike Tirico to say this Thursday on NBC. You need Al Michaels. I thought was really good for a while.
Yeah, I was about to say Al Michaels probably.
But I'm also like, now that I watch Thursday Night Football, Al Michaels definitely.
But also Tony Romo comes up when you look at fucking play-by-play commentators, you fuck.
But he's not
I don't know how you're going to say he's not a play-by-play.
Because what is Nantz? The color? Nantz is the one that's going, yeah, Tony, when you're a running back. Like, no, Nantz isn't doing that. Nantz is the one who's saying a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS. Like, he's the guy who's the network guy. He's just setting up all the sports. He's the guy on the Super Bowl podium handing the trophy to Belichick. Like, Nantz is the play-by-play. And Romo, he's the one who adds a little spice to that presentation.
Okay.
Is Romo in your...
I agree to disagree.
But so you think Romo should just call because, for example,
he calls every play before it happens. He explains every play after it happens.
G-Spot with the journalist spell. Thank you so much, G-Spot.
I mean, those who can't do teach, and he clearly couldn't do.
He did all right. You know, my Cowboy fandom is kicking in hard recently. I'm just
How many
surrounded.
playoff games did he win, Vleeties?
I'm just surrounded by Eagles fans.
How many?
He
cried on the field because he fucking muffed a field goal hold.
Not all my favorite players win playoff games, all right? Trout's never won a playoff game, and people say he's the greatest to ever do it. So I'm okay with not winning these playoff games. So the Gamecocks won, by the way. They won. I know you were curious who won, South Carolina or Stanford. But the Gamecocks pulled that off, baby. And yeah, like with women's basketball in general, there is nothing going on. Like no one wants to watch it. You know what I mean? I know it's a meme. I will not be watching the WNBA until Brittany Griner is back, by the way. That game's going to be epic. That will be something that we do live. I will have that game on, and I will be broadcasting.
We might be dead by then.
I will be so excited to see Brittany Griner back. And even this. So the back of the T-shirts, which were designed by Playa
She's going to be She's going to be the NBA's Nelson Mandela, dude.
She's going to get out. It's going to be great.
When she's 80.
Dear BG, we love you and are fighting for you. Millions of us are uplifting your name every chance we get, and we won't stop until you are home. We hope our love and support reaches you and ultimately sets you free.
I don't think there's any internet at that penal.
What are we doing? What does this mean? Why do they say millions of us are uplifting?
She doesn't know any of this. They don't tell her shit.
We love you and we're fighting for you. Like, what does that mean? What does fighting for you mean? Does it mean I wear a shirt and then I go back to my mansion and have spaghetti? Like, what does that mean?
I think that's what it means. But again, she's not getting fucking mail from anybody. She can't see the internet. She doesn't know shit.
Thank you so much.
All she knows, she probably doesn't even know, because before I think the only communication was through her lawyer. That would probably help her out. But now she's in the penal colony, dude. She doesn't know anything. She's fucking a pickaxe at rock all day. No internet and a lot of snow.
A portion of the profits, just a portion of the sales of the shirts, will go to Bring Our Families Home campaign and the James W. Foley Legacy Foundation, both which advocate for the rights of detained in other countries. Thank you, Rezi. Yeah, so, but what does that do? What are they going to do to get her home? It's not like these organizations have any power with the Russian government.
Put that shit on.
It's still just the exchange is the only option, I think. I think that's not off the table.
So there was a moment of, well, because don't we have like a Russian spy or something that Russia wants back? There's got to be some incredibly valuable terrorist that Russia wants.
Yeah, an arms dealer.
And isn't that?
I think it's the guy that Nicolas Cage movie was based off of.
National Treasure?
No. The one where he's a fucking arms dealer.
Con Air. You're right. No, Lord of War, I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I didn't see that movie. I heard it was amazing, though.
Here's the headline from The Guardian. Is this today?
What do we got?
Monday the 28th, so yesterday. Diplomat in Moscow says U.S. has put a significant proposal on the table in effort to free basketball star jailed on drug conviction.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so there's the proposal. We're going to get her back. This WNBA season is going to be sick in a couple months.
It's gonna. Do you think she even comes home alive like that dude that was stuck in North Korea?
I have that suspicion that when she does come back, she's a totally different person. Like kind of like, you know, not poison, because isn't that what the rumor was for the kid who did get sent home from North Korea? Like it could be she's just been beaten so bad she is mentally never going to be the same. And do you hate America even more after you get your ass kicked in Russia for a few months?
I don't. Do you hate it more? Does she come back like I experience real slavery now?
Put that shit on.
Thank you, Six Samurai. And I'll never understand how the brain works. Like, how can a LeBron James be like? How can anyone be anti-America when there's other countries that are like this? You know, like people want to pretend that they're oppressed, and then it's like, oh, there's like real countries with real prison systems and. Like,
has LeBron said anything about it?
LeBron says he's not a Cowboys fan anymore because during the he says Jerry Jones didn't support the players kneeling and he thought it was important for the players to kneel.
Well,
so
he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's a smart man. His favorite team is now the Browns. He says he's all in on his home team anyway.
Why wasn't it anyways?
I don't know.
Idiot.
I don't know. Somebody asked him, "Are you still a Cowboys fan?" And that was his response. Was like, "No, fuck them. They wouldn't let the guys kneel." Oh, okay, because that really helped things, didn't it? So let's not get rid of let's not try and change the culture with these kids who go to Last Chance U and they say I'm either gonna be a rapper, a football player, I'm gonna go to prison. Those are the only things that I'm allowed to do. And maybe we should invest a little bit more into positive role models and changing the culture. Like, let's go on World Star Hip Hop and we can just watch all the top videos. It's just dudes rapping with stacks of money, guns, and smoking crack.
And fights and shit, right? But I just looked up LeBron and Brittany Griner. Do you know what he said on The Shop back in July that he got heat for?
Oh, didn't he say she should stay there? It's better?
Over 110 days. Now, how could she feel like America has her back? He went on to say, I would be feeling like, do I even want to go back to America? And then in a statement where he backed out of it because he got a bunch of heat.
Yeah, absolutely.
My comments on The Shop regarding Brittany Griner wasn't knocking our beautiful country, James wrote on social media. I was simply saying how she's probably feeling emotionally which is probably alone.
Yeah.
So many other emotions, thoughts, etc. inside the cage she's been in for over 100 plus days. Exclamation, long story short. Bring her home, hashtag.
Bring her home. Yeah, be mad at America and then say, America, bring her home. Like, make up your mind.
This beautiful country.
And that's what I don't get with a lot of, not to get super political, just a liberal mindset of, do you guys want to like this country and think it's the best? Or do you want to just try and pretend that it's the worst and you're always oppressed and there's this imaginary system that doesn't favor a certain type of person, but then when we give you examples, it's, oh, well, that's 1 in a million. It's like, well, that's 1 in a million for every successful fucking person. Like, what do you mean by that? So Antonio Brown, before we make a parlay, Geezy, Antonio Brown, he shared a not safe for work Photoshop of Giselle on Instagram or Twitter. I can't remember what it was, but this one isn't getting liked by as many people. First of all, this is not a good face of her, right?
Is that real? I know the whole picture's not, but is that her exact face photoshopped on here, or is there some like weird thing happening with the jawline that they're trying to match it up? That's why she looks like a dude with a huge nose.
Is it like a painting or something? Like, this is my rendition of a Giselle. But it's supposed to be like he got a Snapchat from her, or he posted this on his Snapchat of Giselle with no clothes on. It's clearly a Photoshop. How come he doesn't let this go? Doesn't it seem really over the top now that he's still doing it? Like, am I crazy to think that that there was some sort of him being calculated in this stuff, and now he's just crazy? He's just insane? Like, that's all there is that hit from Vontaze Burfict ruined his life?
Can you cue that up? Because I want to see that. But
I
don't know. The Burfict hit for sure. Because you'll see like where mental illness comes from.
Yeah, like this is how it all started. Like once
this is how serial killers are made. It just happens when you're younger.
Yeah, once the Antonio Brown Burfict hit happened, his whole life changed, and maybe it didn't. Maybe he was always a little wacky or a little crazy. But I just remember when this happened, we were all and we know Vontaze. Like, we don't know Vontaze Burfict, but Evan and Ty our friends played with Vontaze Burfict. They said he was a huge piece of shit. He showed up late to practice, and he was clearly one of the most talented guys, but was just such an asshole. Let's hear it with audio.
Roethlisberger from the pocket, middle of the field, incomplete.
Jesus.
A flag does come in. Went to the head. Lewis Harris is going to be flagged.
So how long until Tua starts posting shit like this?
Right. Well,
because I'm concerned about it.
Well, and even Burfict, you even notice Burfict is motioning like, it was my shoulder, but it's still just a man's.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's still just a man's head. Like, why
was this before targeting?
Yes, I think this is what started it all. Like, you weren't allowed to, because I think the penalty was just helmet to helmet. They were saying here. Let's see what the penalty when he says it.
That would just be unnecessary roughness.
Yeah.
Perfect in the end.
Yeah.
We need the slow. I need the slow mo. You can't even see the hit.
Marvin Lewis, before this drive started, was talking
Oh, good job, Ben. Just leave him out to dry.
Yeah, hanging high and then boom.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
And it's just a little.
The head snap, the complete limp. That's not good.
And then for them to just walk around saying, it's my shoulder, it was my shoulder.
I mean, compare that to Ryan Shazier getting paralyzed. It didn't even look a quarter as
I know.
bad.
Well, Shazier didn't look that bad. He just he went to make a tackle and then he just could not get up.
His legs just didn't work.
I mean, this is an unconscious man. But is this where it all began? Is this where he just went crazy? Because now he will not leave Tom Brady alone. It's just bizarre to me. Like, how did we get to this point where this guy's gimmick, I mean, his whole existence lately is Tom Brady. And it's not like they played together that long. They played, what? They didn't even play a full season together. Played one game together in New England and then, 11 or 12? Or I guess he did finish that. He won a Super Bowl.
He's in New England for a little bit.
Yeah, he was there for a game.
More than one game, right?
He got traded by the Raiders to New England, or he got released by the Raiders. And then that's when the allegations came out after he jerked off on that girl's back. His masseuse is back. And she had evidence.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
How? But, okay.
Yeah, Antonio Brown.
No, I'm just wondering how that, when you're getting massaged, how do you come on their back?
No, it was like, she was like a physical therapist. It wasn't just massages. But he was, like, he would text her and there was like some sort of, you and I talked about this, I think.
I know, I'm just, but I don't, with the whole situation, it made a little more sense when they finally came out and saying they were getting divorced. I'm sure Antonio fucking knew and was just starting shit for no reason.
Yeah.
But like I said, like, is he defending Tom now? Just making her look like a fucking idiot? Does he think he's on his side?
Put that shit on.
Like, fuck this bitch.
Thank you, Beelzebub. Maybe. No, it's definitely, I'm better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a piece of shit. He sent me that awful text. So I'm going to live my whole life just trying to make Tom's life miserable. And the only way I know how to do that is with social media because I'm 7.
Yeah, I mean, this is all on Twitter? What is this happening on?
This one was Snapchat. This one was definitely on Snapchat. But
so then what? How does that even become a story? Who did he send it to, and who took a picture of it?
You know that there's these like Jay Glazers and shit that follow all these people. Like, I think even Rich Eisen said he's blocked on all social media by Antonio Brown. Like, Antonio Brown has blocked certain people. So he definitely has the attention of the NFL media, and he always will. World Star Hip Hop, that he's always going to have their attention as well. So there's definitely people that are Snapchatting everything this fucking guy does. And if they can share it to TMZ Sports and feel like they're part of it, I think they're going to do that. Like, everyone's it's take your phone out culture. Everybody whips their phones out to think they're going to make a new headline.
Yeah, he's off the fucking deep end, dude. I have no idea.
But I hope the Raiders.
Put that shit on.
Thank you, Cassidy. Do your dance, AB. Do your dance. That song.
Now, are we
so
going to
awesome.
talk about one of the best 3-part documentaries ever created?
So you did finish it. I wasn't sure if you
Same day,
finished
dude.
it.
Watched all 3 in a row.
And I haven't talked about it with Kevin. I haven't talked about it with Gino. I almost want to watch it again because I watched it so fast. I want to reabsorb the information. So as a non-wrestling fan, let me ask, did you know who Teddy Hart was before you accidentally watched the documentary about Teddy Hart?
I didn't know who Teddy Hart was, but as soon as he was like, I'm Teddy Hart, I'm like, he's Canadian and related to the Harts for sure.
Look,
I said that to my wife was like, who, what? And I'm like, he's a Hart.
yeah,
She's like, who is that? And I'm like, okay, whatever. But I know he's somebody. Otherwise, he wouldn't have a documentary.
well, in his voice, like even his inflections, like everything, the way he is, he just seems like Bret Hart, just with a lot more attitude. And when they talked about his steroid use, I always wondered, like, how was he in such good shape for an indie wrestler? And then it's like,
jacked.
oh, he's doing steroids. Okay, I guess I totally forgot that part of the world still existed, like of people
No,
doing
it's from
roids.
he gets it from all the cats, dude. The
Yeah.
cats gets him extra testosterone.
So, and obviously, so for those who don't know, Peacock just last week they released a 3-episode documentary on Teddy Hart, independent wrestler, member of the Hart family, as Geezy and I are talking about here. They pretty much, and I like the way that this kind of came together because it was like, remember, like I brought this up, like Tiger King was such a huge success. This was kind of what a Tiger King was, where it's just, we're going to film everything all the fucking time. We don't know if there's ever going to be a show that's made, but people looked at Teddy Hart, and mainly that one guy who kind of is the main character of this documentary. He was just so desperate to have a hit reality show, and he looked at independent wrestler disgraced by WWE who raises cats on the side, who has this weird, like, polyamorous relationship. Like, this is going to be a hit reality show no matter what. Like, that's kind of what he was thinking. So he was recording it and shopping it around, and it never really got picked up in anything, whether that's just because it's Teddy Hart, nobody really knows who that is, or reality TV kind of goes in waves where sometimes we really want this, and then by the time you're ready, it's like, no, we've moved on from that. So, like, remember Rock of Love and all that shit? Like, that's really not around anymore. So, like, it goes in waves. So this documentary is, the only reason it gets picked up is because there is a twist of Teddy Hart being abused of sexual assault and kidnapping and things like that from his wife and one of their friends. And then it kind of culminates with another female wrestler is missing, and everybody's kind of pinning it on Teddy Hart for the reason why she ends up going missing. People think he might be involved in her disappearance. So, I mean, everything we're going to say is speculation, and you should still see the documentary. It's not like we can give spoilers, but
it's not even that. Yeah, like the ending, like most documentaries, like there's not a ton of resolution.
Right.
But I mean, I walked away from it thinking like, I mean, he's not responsible at all. He's just a total big piece of shit.
Sure.
And it's amazing this guy can survive in the world and not be in jail.
Well, and how do you, as the female...
He's the biggest douchebag I've ever fucking seen.
Incredible. The way he talks to people is amazing. And we've even watched stuff on the whole fucking show. We've watched him, like, he showed up to an interview, and people were so unsure if it was a work or not, because he immediately was in a bad mood. He was talking about how I had to fucking wait in the lobby for like 3 hours because you put it under a fucking fake name. And you didn't tell me the fucking fake name you put it under. And he's doing this like, he's doing this in front of people, like at a live event. And the guy who booked him is like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. No, you're not fucking sorry. Like, it's awesome. Like, I just pull the clip up because it's one of my favorites. But, yeah, like I left that documentary thinking everybody who thought, like, because they kind of set it up in a way where you're thinking Teddy Hart fucking murdered this girl. Like, that's what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah.
And then they come, they're honest, and they say that, no, it's, he was wrestling a show in Los Angeles when she was in jail one night. So you can kind of tell, like, her last night of, like, where we know about her, she was in prison. That's the last known place.
On the other side of the country.
She's in Florida. He's in LA. She's released at 2 a.m. And then that's it. Like, that's the last place that we know of her. That's the last place that we see her. So it can't be Teddy did something to her. Now, if he did steal her ID and now she can't leave the state, like, I understand why that would be an issue, but she can still call people back in Canada.
That was the most frustrating part, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she didn't have an ID. She was an illegal in the country. Be like, she's Canadian. Get deported. That's what you want to do. Go back home. Why is it such a big deal?
Yeah.
Go turn yourself in.
Yeah. Why not get deported? Why not find there's a way back home? Like, that's what I don't get is they frame it like he left her stranded and there's nothing she can do.
So we're going to get...
But, I mean, at some point we have to kind of realize, like, no, she's like an adult. And, yeah, what he did to her was fucked up, but it should not have led to her disappearing for 3 years. So,
and he didn't leave her in fucking Rio de Janeiro. Like, it was fucking Florida.
She's in, like, a nice place in Florida, and then she starts having issues with, the people that she's living with, and she's getting a job under the table because she doesn't have a work visa and stuff. So she should have just gotten deported. I don't know why that was such an issue for her. It's like, I don't want to go through that whole system. Well, go back.
And there's no way you're going to tell me they didn't film gay wrestling porn at that fucking place.
Oh, that was the gayest thing. And Teddy Hart was all part of it. For sure.
He's going to be wrestling me tomorrow night along with Davey Boy Smith Jr.
So people think that this is a work.
He's fucking twacked out.
He has 8x10s here. He will be signing some after the show, and he'll definitely...
Teddy Hart rules.
That necklace, too, man.
I've had a bit of a long day.
Super long day. I didn't know you were starting on me. Like, I thought you were ribbing me.
No, we had the break, and we thought that...
Maybe it is fake. Because Kevin and I watched this.
You were going to be ready.
I thought it was like an hour away to the show. from the airport. I've been driving for 6 hours. I just wanted to.
I appreciate it. This is like what I'm all about, is taking care of the people and making sure they get an intimate atmosphere to talk and ask questions and stuff. But to me, it's one of those things
he bugs
that the guy
me so
who
much.
you brought in doesn't even know I'm doing an interview. You didn't explain it to me right, and he told me it was an hour. I thought from the building to here, and then it's like 6 hours of driving with some guy, and he couldn't drive right, man. And then he told me to wait at the hotel.
What year is this?
In, and then
This was not that long ago. Like, let me see. This was uploaded 3 years ago. So, yeah.
Okay.
This is when all this stuff was happening with disappearing lady.
he said, Devin wants to talk to you, and then I come over here.
I understand he just took a bit of a detour.
Bit of a detour.
He booked the
Dude, I
hotel
won
room.
2 belts in MLW. You announced me as this super star high flyer. You know, I've been wrestling with you for 24 years. I was the first guy to ever bring into mat rats. I take that as disrespect. One picture for what am I supposed to sign it with?
What do you mean what are you supposed to sign
Bullshit,
it?
dude.
Why are you posing? I thought we were going to have a mad... We are... You know what? You're one of my oldest friends.
Well, then don't bring me in like a jobber, dude. You bring Harry in now, too?
Bring me in like
I'm an MLW. I'm not supposed to be doing anything with Harry. You know better, man.
Harry told me he was up for it. Harry told me he was up for it.
Well, what are you going to say? No? We don't want to let you down. You're a
All right, why don't we...
And there is an excuse, dude. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Is this like live?
Easy, brother.
I'm wearing a fucking
Calm down.
chain. You're going to punk me now with your room here? Come on, man.
So this was uploaded to Hannibal's channel, and Hannibal's the guy that I saw at the wrestling show here in Irving where he almost murdered a referee. But so it's hard to tell with him like what's real and what's not, because like when Kevin and I watched this, I thought it was like I'm pretty sure we thought it was real, and watching it now, I'm like, no, it's clearly a work. They have a match the next day. I don't know if the match ever happened. It might just be I'm doing this to get clicks and get views. But I think that's always going to be the consensus with wrestling is like, is this going to be real? Is this supposed to be fake? Like, so he does that with us. He definitely wants.
That was the
us.
main point of the fucking documentary. Is like you can't tell when this guy's telling the truth. He's never himself ever.
Right. He's always
except
in
for
character.
when he's like threatening to beat the fuck out of that one girl,
Yeah,
that one wrestler.
yeah, and the way that he what also frustrates me from like Teddy Hart's standpoint is he doesn't know where he was like on this date, and and then he keeps kind of like changing his story and. Like and I do like what the documentarian says is like we have cage match wrestling. Like you can go online to cage match like Gino and see where you were on exact dates and who you wrestled, how many stars you got. Like you can there's ways to know what you were doing and where you were. And Teddy Hart is a guy that I've watched wrestle. I've always rooted for him when he was in MLW. I would check out most of the episodes he was on. I like the new Hart Foundation with him and and Harry Smith and Brian Pillman Jr. Like I was excited to see all that stuff, but yeah, this documentary is so good, and it really was like I couldn't stop watching it. I just watched it so fast. I do want to rewatch it because it is such a trip. And the documentarian, by the way, it's so. I do enjoy watching it because you could tell when they started filming in like 2010, he wasn't woke.
Yeah.
He wasn't woke yet. Like he was just like a normal guy, like Girls Gone Wild and.
Fuck yeah.
And then you could tell everything
now he feels bad about everything he did in the past.
He regrets everything that he
He
shot.
filmed a threesome and just I can't believe I didn't know.
I didn't know. Like he knows that he's such a huge piece of shit, and he's doing something. He's just trying to make a living and trying to make money. And in his head at that time, it was this is going to get me so much money. And now for him in 2022, it's like, oh, this makes me look so bad. So amazing documentary. Can't recommend it enough.
Well, let me just leave you with this because I looked up the Wikipedia on him.
Mm-hmm.
His last arrest was his second to last arrest was October 23rd, 2020. He was arrested in Texas and charged with injuring a disabled person,
Oh God.
evading arrest, and being in possession of a controlled substance. And then it goes on to say, and he was arrested again on the same charges February 16th, 2021 in Northern Virginia.
Why is he always beating up disabled people?
They're his drug deal. Like he only gets drugs from disabled people and then he runs from the law.
Starts beating
That's
the
his
shit
MO,
out of
dude.
him. Gotta get my money, bro.
He's got a bunch of evading arrest charges. That's pretty great.
Well, and he has dual citizenship too. So that also, as they explain in the documentary, if he's wanted in Canada, he just hangs out in Texas. If he's wanted somewhere else, he just hangs out somewhere else. So probably a great.
He's got good lawyers apparently.
Great way to do that. So Let's take a look at the let's go with the NFL slate of games. So when I mentioned earlier the underdog parlay, so you look at like the Patriots, right? They're a plus 170 on the money line against the Bills. So obviously we're not going to take that, but I'm just saying those are the games that I was hitting on this past weekend. So Texans and Browns, I don't think the Texans can pull that off. I don't think that the Broncos can do that against the Ravens. I think the Bears can beat the Packers. And that's really where this comes from. Is like if you bet this game, and like let's just say you bet 10.
The team below is home.
The team below is home. So Bears at home are a plus 170 against the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what his injury status is right now. I don't think he's going to play. He looked.
Does that matter?
I guess not anymore, right? I guess if they know they're going to play with Jordan Love, maybe the offense tweaks a little bit. Maybe they can
They still have nobody to throw to. What are they going to tweak?
Where they, how far they throw it. Because Rodgers still tries to stretch this shit. Like he's got Donald Driver out there, and it's 13 years ago. Like no, he's throwing to Christian Watson, and even Robert Tonyan. This is a guy that had a really like good season a few years ago. There was one play where Rodgers threw the ball and he caught it and tried to do like a juke move and just got hit immediately and went down. And they were like, well, that was a negative 1 yard pass there to Robert Tonyan. I'm like, what happened to this team? They just have no balls. Like, just run people over. Lions and Jaguars. Lions are even money, but I could definitely see them beating the Jaguars at home.
Yeah, for sure. The Lions are surging, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, losing to Buffalo, and we have more respect for them than we ever did. They're the grit team, and we are excited. Jets and Vikings. I don't bet Jets ever. They don't know what they're doing. I am shocked by the Vikings only being a minus 165 though, because
we almost fucking beat them, dude.
That's true, and they did. They looked like shit against the Cowboys, but this is a home game, even though I think Thanksgiving was. They're coming off a longer rest. They have like a mini bye week because they played on Thanksgiving. I'm looking at that minus 165. Like, why are we not picking Kirk Cousins to fucking make a comeback? Because
you know why?
Because the Jets. It's the Jets.
The fucking Jets.
We need to not bet on the Jets.
There's a rule this year. We do not bet
Mike
on the
White.
Jets or against the Jets.
Mike White is the new Tom Brady. We don't go there. Falcons and Steelers. This game. I mean, Bovada's really saying this is even money in a lot of ways. Like minus 105.
I don't want to touch that
both
either.
ways. I mean that game's a toss up.
Shit.
Titans at Philly. The Titans are plus 200. I think now they really fucked up that game against Cincinnati. They should have won that game. I have never seen a team lose because they rushed the long snapper the way that the Titans did. Like, how do you do that? Don't you? I remember when I played junior midget football, which is it still called junior midget, by the way? When I played junior midget,
I think so.
Like, yes, you had to think about it. Like, I don't know what it's called anymore. When I played junior midget, they were like, don't touch the long snapper. Let the long snapper snap. Go get the ball. Don't worry about him. And they fucking destroyed that long snapper. So that cost them the game. But I think Tennessee can beat Philly. Philly didn't look that sharp to me against Indianapolis. And they look good against the Packers, but I think that Tennessee's a little bit more of a complete team.
I don't know. I don't feel good picking against the Eagles.
All right, that's the underdog parlay, though, so maybe that one will get thrown in. The underdog parlay lives off of that, I'm just saying. Commanders and Giants. Giants are dogs at home. Now, a lot of people are starting to kind of see the gold kind of come off the Giants, and they're turning back into the same old Giants. At home against the Commanders, the Commanders are playing good football, too. The one-dimensional Giants offense is getting more and more exposed. Like, Danny Dimes isn't as dominant as, they were hoping. Saquon, if you can stop Saquon, you can kind of stop this team. So, what are you thinking? You thinking Giants or Commanders?
It's at Giants.
At the Giants. At home, New York. Saquon's healthy. It's not like he's not healthy.
Giants.
Yep, thank you. I was going to say, this is the underdog parlay. We got to pick only underdogs. This is the way these round robins hit. Dolphins, Niners. Dolphins are dogs. How are the Dolphins underdogs? They just destroyed the Texans. Is Tyreek officially out?
I don't know. Let's check.
Yeah, I think he's in. I'm going Dolphins. I'm not impressed. The Niners are like the number one defense, but it's not like they're lighting the world on fire. So I think that their defense can get spread pretty thin. And I think Waddle, Tyreek, even Gesicki's playing really well this season. So Tua's going to get these boys figured out. I'm calling it.
I think so. Go for it.
Dolphins, bro. Rams and Seahawks fucking throw a dart. Who knows? The Rams are dogs, 7.5-point dogs, and Bryce Perkins is their new starting quarterback for the foreseeable future. Are they shutting it down? If you're the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, are you shutting this season down? You guys aren't defending your title. Kupp is hurt. Stafford is hurt. Who's there? Cam Akers isn't turning into who they drafted. What do you do if you're the Rams?
Shut it down, dude.
Yeah, like don't you
get a draft pick?
Yeah, pull the starters, kind of just get a draft pick. You're not going to win the West. You're probably.
Do they have their first round pick?
Good question.
They haven't made any trades lately, have they?
Well, no, I think Stafford. Stafford is their first round pick. Wow.
No, but I thought I can't remember.
Dude, I am
who
pretty
got
sure.
the picks in that deal.
The what's their name? The team that lost Stafford. The Lions got a first round pick. I think they got 2 years of first round picks for Stafford, and that means they're going to get. They got last year's and this year's, so they're going to get another first round pick. So if you're the Rams, I mean, you can't cut bait. You got to keep going. And
I guess you do. Well, yeah,
I'm not
picking.
Fuck
that team.
I'm not picking them though. Bengals and Chiefs. Bengals are dogs, not by much though. So this is where the
Chiefs are rolling, bro.
This is where the underdog parlay really hits its stride though, because if you just pick this game and say the Bengals win it, and then it's
only plus 115 though. It's barely an underdog.
Yeah, but it's still an underdog. It's still more.
But I don't think they have a chance to win.
Raiders, Chargers. Raiders are winning, dude. We're on a roll. We're at home. We're streaking, dude. We are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm feeling it.
Fuck the Chargers.
I'm feeling it. Cowboys and Colts. Cowboys ain't losing to the Colts. So we got
minus 650. Damn.
Dude,
is that the biggest spread of the week?
They're confident. Yeah, the minus 650 I think is the biggest money line here, the biggest difference.
Damn.
So, and then what's the Monday night game? Tampa, New Orleans. That throw a fucking dart at that game too. Who knows? What is Tampa? What is Tampa Bay?
Nobody knows what Tampa Bay is right now.
Like, because aren't they in first place?
Are they gonna are they gonna make the playoffs? Are they in first place?
They're 5-6 and they're in first place. So luckily they share a division with the Panthers and the Falcons and the Saints. But
is it because of record or because it's close and they have the wins over them?
They're 5-6. I think nobody else is 5-6. I think everyone else has 7 losses. So it's literally
Can we just get the top 10 teams by record in the playoffs, please?
And get rid of this whole divisional thing?
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, isn't that we might be at that point. So here's 5 underdogs. I don't even know if we need a round robin this one. I think we just throw $10 in there. And we watch $647 come our way when the Bears, Lions, Giants, Dolphins, and Raiders win.
I think so, dude. Right? There's 16 teams, right?
Yes. But
there's 32 teams. I'm thinking 17 weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody play everybody once.
And figure it out from there.
And then the top records all go in the playoffs.
I'm okay with AFC, NFC, maybe just less divisions.
Does strength of schedule doesn't matter if you play everybody once.
So you're saying we do 30 games?
No, you don't need 30. Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, that's why if you do it by conference,
you play by conference.
Yeah,
play everybody once.
If you do 16 and then you play everybody once, that's 15 game season. So yeah, I mean that would.
But then you have bye weeks, so then you add a couple extra weeks in there.
I'm a fan of the universal bye week. Have you heard of this theory?
Yeah, just every team is off the same week.
Yeah, like why not just do
All-Star break?
Yeah, let's do an 11 games and then we take a bye week. And then we have like 7 games left. We're gonna know who. Or
there's even less games. It's more exciting.
11-6. Yeah, we're gonna know which games are important still, and we'll be able to kind of
that should be the trade deadline.
Because I hate this bye week. Like for fantasy football, the bye weeks are so stupid. Like it's
you have to all season long. You have to watch it when you draft. Like I never pay attention.
I never pay attention to bye weeks.
Week 9, I'm taking the L because I can't drop any of these.
Yeah,
people.
and then in like the first 7 weeks of the season, where like I've been like balling out, like I've been showing everybody I'm the highest scoring team in the world, and I lost all those games, and now I'm getting affected by bye weeks. So now it's like I should be able to make my comeback. I have all these highest scoring players, and they're on bye weeks and shit. So now I have DJ Chark starting for me 1 week. So I hate.
He's good in like a 18-man league.
Yeah, if you have to go real deep dive. So we're putting $10 down. We still have 163 to mess with. I might post another bet for like college in the chat, but we're up. I think that's important to say is we're officially up. The underdog parlays have been paying off, and we could still.
And we'll just say it on here. I called you on Saturday.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
And I said, Vleeties, we have to put money on the fucking game.
Yep.
You're like, dude, what game? And I'm like, the game.
The game.
What are you talking about? And we had to go with Jason's team. I know that they are all big, huge Michigan fans.
Yep.
We picked Michigan to win in Ohio State when they haven't won there in like 22 years. And we bet both the money line and the spread, and we fucking killed it.
Covered it easily. Michigan dominated that second half. It felt so good. I was watching it with my stepdad, who is he's not really an Ohio State fan, but my sister went to Ohio State, so there's like this, like, I spent a lot of money there, he kept saying. So, so yeah.
Well, that was my dude. The only 2 minutes I watched the game, I think Michigan was up like 12-9 or some shit, and Ohio State scored in the 2 minutes I was watching it. I told my wife, turn it off. Fuck, I'm bad luck.
You're bad luck. Don't watch
Didn't
it.
look at it again until it was tied, or Michigan was up a little bit. I sent you the cross fingers.
Yep.
And then Michigan scores a 75-yard rushing touchdown.
I was watching.
And then scores again, and then scores again.
I was watching
Just
it in the kitchen. I saw the 2 long touchdown passes, and they went into the half down, I think. And then once that second half started, it was just obvious that one team was really good at college football, and the other team was Ohio State. So I think we did it, Geezy. I think we covered it all. So you're on a new training regimen, right? You're waking up in a couple hours here, right?
Yeah, dude. In bed by 15 minutes ago. Up at 4, at the gym at 5.
Is there any goals here? I'm down 30 pounds, by the way. Like, I was talking to this guy at work.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been losing weight pretty good. I just gave up on pretending I want to do cardio. Like, at the gym, sometimes you just throw in like 10 minutes. Like, I'll just do something on the elliptical. And I gave up on that. I just went all in on lifting weights. And since then, I have lost more and more weight. Like, I just focused on weights, reps, volume. Cardio's dumb. Like, think about it. Like, cardio is literally, if you're not running like outside, like kind of how you're doing, or you're not sprinting, like you're really, it's just repetitive, and I hate it. Like, I like lifting weights because I like lifting weights because it's like, here's bench press, here's incline dumbbell press, here's dumbbell flies. Like, there's something different every 10 minutes. With a run, it's just so fucking, you're just running. It's the same thing. Muscle memory kicks in after mile 1.
Well, I might do a marathon. That might be my goal. So I guess you're out.
I'm
You're not
out.
coming to Utah for a marathon.
I'm not running a marathon. I might do a Spartan race. I liked doing that when I did that, and I was not good at it. So I would like
If it's like a 20K, I'll do one.
I'd like to try and maybe be good at that. Like, can you climb a rope? I can't do that. So with the Spartan race, people were climbing that rope, and I just was like,
I've never done a pull-up in my life. Please.
oh, I'm doing pull-ups now. I like,
Dude, lat pull-downs, I can do more than I weigh, but I can't do a pull-up.
it's like, it's kind of like in the way you position your legs, and you really got, it's weird because
I'm just too heavy, dude. I'm 5'6". I was gonna say 5'7", but I'm 5'6".
you were gonna give yourself an inch.
And you know what I look like? How much do you think I weigh?
I don't know. That's rough because you could be like 220, right? Are you that much?
I'm 260.
Oh, you're okay. You're more than I thought. Okay. So, dude, yeah, we're hitting gyms, dude.
Every time I ask people that all the time, they're like, yeah, like 210, 220. I'm like, not even close, dude.
260. Where are you hiding?
Thick bones and a lot of muscle.
It's your calves. That's what it is. Those calves are so fucking thick.
My calves are bigger than my biceps, and my biceps are pretty big.
It's an interesting body type. The calves are insane. So let's ride off.
Short legs is the problem.
Let's ride off into that glorious sunset. I'll be right back with Sonic_Gino. Like I said at the top, I don't know if I actually included it. What I want to do is next week my dad is here. So on Tuesday. So there probably will be a Vleeties on Thursday, or I will do something on Thursday. Unless
I can do Thursday, dude.
We can do the football stream. We just watch a game. We just drink beers and watch football. No more beers. That's what we talked about. Also,
I quit drinking, yeah.
So okay. So we know what our next steps are.
Smoke Delta 8 though.
Dude, are you? So I did some of that the other day, by the way. So are you still on that? Are you still a Delta boy?
No, I'm the regular, real stuff.
That's true. You can get the regular. Yeah, I was having a lot of when I was sick. just from laying down all day, my back really started to hurt because I felt like rigor mortis was setting in. So, and I couldn't really exercise. So I just did a little Delta and suddenly the back pain went away and I slept great. I felt way better when I woke up. So it definitely has medicinal purposes. Like I want to say that. Although Teddy Hart is just further cementation that I.
Well, if you're prone to psychosis, it's not good for you.
Dude, marijuana is because even Kevin and I were watching a Rob Van Dam clip a couple weeks ago, and RVD is just like the weirdest. Thank you, Beelzebub. Like he's just.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying the way he talks, he's just is so non-coherent. And
he's in the third person all the time. He's disassociated.
All I can think is, this is marijuana. This is what marijuana does to you. It just once you get this high, you're useless now. You become a zombie. So that's where we're at. Let's ride off. All right, we can do this all night. So let's ride off into the sunset and grab a Sonic_Gino or two, and we'll be.
You gotta
right
ask
back.
him about his job because I need details.
Right back with the wrestling journalist.